Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Kaylee, and this is a Read Rant Review, where, you guessed it, I read books and I do rant reviews. In the true spirit of Halloween, I went trying to find some sentient romances, some silly, goofy things, and I came across a book called Seduced by the Pumpkin Spice Latte by Evelyn Clove, and I said, oh, we have to read that for the channel. It's only 13 pages. I have not looked at this whatsoever. I only read the book description and the title, and I said, oh, I'm going to read this live and tell you guys about it, and we're going to have like a little reaction, hee hee ha ha fun time, okay? So, in case you're curious though, currently on Goodreads, it's sitting at a 2.28 with 1,200 reviews, 13 pages, like I said, and the book description. Melissa is so ready for her first pumpkin spice latte of the season, but what she discovers when she takes her first sip is that she is into PSLs on a level she never expected. Join her on her voyage of sexual discovery with a few pumpkin spice lattes, a couple hot baristas, and a whole lot of sensual fun. Okay, sure. Yeah, hey, why not? If you're new to the channel, hi, and if you're over on Spotify listening to this, also, hey, so glad to have you guys. Whenever I do my reviews, I give a couple disclaimers. It's really just like, hey, this is obviously going to contain all of the spoilers. Don't listen to this if you want to read it. What do you want me to say? Also, that this review's not for the author. Like, I'm literally just going to be sitting here having a giggle. Don't make it weird. I can't imagine that this particular author would when you're writing this kind of stuff, but just in case, I just need to say it out loud. Don't make it weird. We're having a giggle on the internet, okay? You know what to expect here. And then I hope to God I don't have to give you a content or trigger warning for this. So I'm just going to start reading it and we'll go from there. I'm so excited. You have no idea. Let me get comfortable. Hold on. Melissa opened her eyes slowly, not really sure why she was awake. She'd woken up unassisted at, she looked at her phone on the bedside table, 6:23 a.m., with no alarm, no noise, no nothing. She rolled over, slightly grumpy that she wouldn't get to sleep until her usual 7:30, but then she realized what day it was. It was the first day that pumpkin spice lattes were available at Starbucks. Her body must have known that it was the most wonderful day of the year and had woken her up early. She could almost feel the cravings working their way through her whole body, from her mouth down through the rest of her. Yes, Melissa whispered to herself, still under the covers. Pumpkin spice lattes were just about her favorite thing in the world, right after Taylor Swift, brunch, and braids she learned about on Pinterest. Well, and Pinterest. In any event, Melissa loved her PSL, and she was ready to get her fall on, even though it was early September and it was like still 70 degrees out. She ran her hands along her body and oh my God, hold on. Enjoying her own naked form that would soon be enjoying the hot, delicious taste of pumpkin spice latte. The anticipation she felt was almost like the kind she got when she saw a really attractive person. She could feel the desire pulsing through her veins. Melissa jumped out of bed, slipping on her Ugg boots, which she preferred to slippers, and walked over to her closet. She needed to look good for her first PSL. She selected a pair of yoga pants, some cute sneakers, and an oversized tee, layered with an oversized tee, a cardigan, and 3 different scarves. Fall was all about layers and pumpkin spice lattes, and Melissa was stoked about both. So she literally, she goes to Starbucks, interrupts the barista when the barista is in the middle of asking her what she would like, and orders the pumpkin spice latte. It gets delivered, and the whole time, Melissa's like, oh my God, is every single barista in the Starbucks hot? Are they all into me? Is everybody flirting with me right now? As she took the drink, she could feel the warmth travel through her entire body. It was almost like she was holding hands with a really hot person, or looking at a picture of Channing Tatum. She felt a throb in her body that was undeniable. Was she into pumpkin spice latte, like sexually? She pushed the notion out of her mind. That was silly. You couldn't have sex with a Starbucks drink. Or could you? No, you couldn't. Melissa looked around for a table where she could enjoy her pumpkin spice latte properly. Since it was on the early side, the Starbucks was fairly empty, and then she saw the cute Afro guy gesturing her to the stairs on the right side of the room. Oh, right, the Starbucks had an upstairs that people always forgot about. It had some great sunlight and some wonderful big armchairs that Jenna liked to sit and read in. She continues to just walk through the Starbucks and get really turned on, and she's really confused about being attracted to her latte in her hand. What is Like, I guess I knew what I was getting into. I knew that this would be this, but like, I'm still surprised. Okay, so I read ahead a little bit. I thought, I thought that this would be like the Kool-Aid one. Was that by not Vera Bradley, and definitely not Vera Wang, Vera Valentine. Was that by Vera Valentine that wrote the Kool-Aid one? Yes, the book Cold Sweat. Um, fellow fellow book ranter Natalie over at Weirdo Book Club did that one. And I thought this was going to be in that vein. Our little PSL spice latte was going to turn into a man or a woman, preferably. And they were gonna like hook up or something. That is not what happens at all, actually. So she goes up onto this like second floor. She gets real comfy in this chair and she starts to drink her latte. And she takes her first sip. It was unlike anything that she'd ever tasted. She'd had PSLs before, sure, but this one was different somehow. She let the whipped cream cover her mouth, licking it off sensually as the cream spread across her lips. And then the hot liquid took over, almost burning her, but not quite, as she took a tiny sip. As the hot, milky stuff ran down her throat, she let out a small moan. And then she goes on. Be holding this latte. Hold on. This is my one Starbucks cup that I have, but it's like Sailor Jerry that I found at the like antique thrift store thing. It's from like 2015. Isn't it so cute? This is my true aesthetic. Again, if you're new to the channel. So she takes her latte and starts like rubbing it like all over her body and like feeling the warmth of this amazing drink, and she's getting all these like sensations and feelings and stuff. Ends up in the middle of this store, at least on the second floor where it's empty, I guess. So, but that's better somehow. Gets herself off with the latte pressed against her, again, warming her through the cardboard and through her yoga pants. Was she really gonna do this? Was she gonna have sex with a pumpkin spice latte in Starbucks? As though in response, her hand moved under the waistband. Blah, 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 blah. You can imagine what the next couple of paragraphs say. She finishes, and then she's like, wait a second. I think I feel someone watching me. And she looks up, and it's the two really cute employees from downstairs. The guy with the afro and the cute goth girl. It's the only way that these people are described. And she's like, oh my God, I had no idea. I didn't. This isn't. Melissa stammered as she tried to find the words to explain how she'd just been overcome with desire by the pumpkin spice latte. The pretty goth girl walked over to Melissa, set one of her PSLs down on the little table next to the purple chair, and stroked Melissa's hair gently. Don't worry, she said. We understand. The guy lopped over as well and stood on Melissa's other side. We knew you were something special when you walked in earlier. He stroked her cheek with the warm outside of the pumpkin spice latte in his left hand. You're not gonna kick me out for having sex with a pumpkin spice latte in your Starbucks? Melissa had never been so relieved. The goth girl smiled. She had a stunning smile, ringed by a beautiful shade of eggplant lipstick. Melissa couldn't take her eyes off her mouth until her eyes traveled down and realized that the goth girl also had a pair of also had a rockin' pair of breasts. And then Melissa's gaze traveled to the goth girl's hand, which was still holding one of the pumpkin spice lattes. How did Melissa know what was in the cups they were holding? But she knew. She could just tell. She could tell a PSL from 10 paces. Oh, and then they all just start like all making out with each other, and this turns into like a whole thing between the three of them. In the Starbucks, Melissa took off her scarves, her cardigan, and her two oversized tees, wanting the pumpkin spice lattes and the two employees to have as much access to her body as possible. Oh my God. I'm literally crying. I don't want to read any of this out loud. I feel that I've already like read enough. This is this is so ridiculous. They're like literally just pouring this latte like all over her and then making her drink it after. Melissa has a really, really good time. Like, fucking absurdly good time. After she says, "What was that?" The two employees smiled at each other. The goth girl took Melissa's hand. "There are a certain few people who we call pumpkin spice sexuals. It's very rare, but Michael and I," she nodded to the guy with the afro, "are two of them, and we're very good at spotting our kind. When you came in this morning, we knew right away you were one of us, but that you needed to discover it for yourself. That's why we let you upstairs. We actually made sure no one came up here so you'd have enough time to figure it out. And we locked the door so we could come up here and join you." Okay. Okay, we got some logistics going here. This makes me feel better about everything that just happened. It's like, she's like, "Well, this is a lot to take in." And they say, I know it is. Like, just, sit with it for a little bit, but, you can come back and explore this side of you anytime you want. "That would be great," Melissa grinned. "Same time tomorrow?" "Tomorrow," the goth girl said with mock horror. "I was thinking I could go make us another batch right now." Melissa smiled. "That sounds great. Maybe we can try 6 pumpkin spice lattes this time?" Jesus. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I just hit the thing where I accidentally rated it 5 stars on my Goodreads, and I think everybody gets notifications when I do that. Oh no, I turned off most of my notifications on Goodreads or status updates. Okay, good. Oh, thank God. That would have been a horrible one to explain to the Goodreads people. Okay, so hey, that's the whole book. I don't know if it's better or worse, honestly, than what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be some sentient romance, but we're literally just like, it just PSL as an aphrodisiac, I guess. That's crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna, with that and with how short this was, I'm gonna try to find another one. A couple more of these little silly, goofy, like fall or Halloween type romances. And then there's a couple scarecrow ones. If you are unfamiliar, I do already have a scarecrow romance. I already reviewed a scarecrow romance on the channel. It's called The Scarecrow's Queen. I'll put the little link thingy somewhere on the screen if you're on YouTube, so you'll be able to click over to it if you want to go and watch that. That one was so silly. That was such a silly, goofy romance, or like monster paranormal romance thing. But it's definitely on brand for the season. So let me go and try and find some more. It might be in this video. It might be the next. I might do a couple short videos this week leading up to Halloween. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So thanks, I guess, for experiencing this with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.